Hi, greetings to everybody wherever you are in the world. Very nice to see you all. I'm Srinivasan and St. Joseph students, just like you all.
எல்லோருக்கும் வணக்கம். Hearty welcome to 2021 St. Joseph's College Trichy Alumni USA Chapter Virtual Reunion. A very good morning to all of you joining us today for the virtual reunion from the United States, and a very good evening to all the dignitaries joining us from India. On behalf of the Alumni USA Chapter, I'm very happy to be the MC for today's reunion program. Introducing myself, my name is G.T. Thomas from Maryland, USA. I graduated from St. Joseph's College Trichy, MCA in 1993. Before we start the reunion program, I would like to make a disclaimer that this program will be recorded and broadcast live, and also a kind reminder to all participants to please mute your audio. You will be given opportunity to speak. Until then, please mute your audio, and thank you all for your cooperation. The theme for this year's 2021 reunion is Dawn to Light, VDLA Noki. We know that at the dawn of year 2020, the world was caught into an unknown, which humanity had not heard of before. That came in the name of COVID-19. Fast forward today in November 2021, almost 2 years since this pandemic started, we are finally seeing the dawn of getting back to some normalcy in our life, in all walks of life, be it in the area of medical, infrastructural, business, professional, education, travel, and just our day-to-day life. We are moving with hope to the true joy of light coming back into our lives. As noted American educator Helen Keller says, optimism is the faith that leads to achievement. Nothing can be done without hope and confidence. That being said, we are so very grateful to God Almighty and to our fellow beings for everything that we are here today. So welcome again to the 2021 St. Joseph's USA Chapter Reunion. We are going to start the program with a prayer song, Irai Vanakkam, by our own Josephite, Mr. Vincent Chaladurai from New Jersey.
John, can you hear the audio?
No. No
John?
audio.
John Brito, audio, we cannot hear the audio.
Can you please rewind and play from the beginning, please? John, can you rewind?
I do it.
கீதம் அமைதியின் தூதா இது எம் கீதம் இயேசுவே நாதா நீரும் என் தாமாகும் ஆராதனை 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 பாதைகள் தவறி நாங்கள் சென்றிடும் போது உம் பாதைக்கு எம்மை அழைத்தாயே தீமைகள் எம்மை சூழ்ந்திடும் போது உம் தூய நல்லாமே கலிப்பாயே அடைக்கல பாறை இறைவா அடைக்கல பாறை இறைவா உம் பாதத்தில் பணி செய்ய வரம் தருவாய் இருள்ள தேவா உமக்கொரு பாடல் உம்மையின்னாதா பாடுகின்றோமே இருள்ள தேவா உமக்கொரு பாடல் உம்மையின்னாதா பாடுகின்றோமே அமைதியின் தூதா இது என் கீதம் அமைதியின் தூதா இது என் கீதம் இயேசுவே நாதா என் பாதம் ஆராதனை 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 ஆராதனை.
In the last 1 year, the Josephite family has lost many dear and near souls due to various reasons. We have lost souls due to health reasons, from COVID, some relatives from natural calamities, and so on. We remember and pay homage to all those who have left us to eternity, including Reverend Fathers, teachers, alumni students of St. Joseph's College, relatives of the big St. Joseph family. In particular, we lost one of our own from the USA chapter, Mrs. Raji Joseph Ernest. Raji Joseph Ernest was a very active member of the USA chapter, along with her husband and Josephite, Mr. Joseph Ernest. We fondly remember her and all other departed souls at this moment. Our prayers and heartfelt condolences to all affected families. Eternal rest grant unto them, O Lord, and let perpetual light shine upon them. May all the souls of the faithful departed, through the mercy of God, rest in peace. We now, as a family, offer 1 minute silence, honoring the departed souls. Thank you all. Next in the program is welcome speech by Mr. John Brito Peter. He's from Atlanta and is my classmate as well. Mr. John Brito is the event lead coordinator for the 2021 reunion. And I welcome Mr. John Brito to present the welcome speech. Over to you, Mr. Brito.
Good morning, good evening, Reverend Fathers, Josephites, friends and families. This is John Brito Peter, GD mentioned, from Atlanta and MCA in 1993 batch. I am honored to deliver this welcome address for St. Joseph's College Alumni Association, USC chapter. It is my pleasure to welcome Fathers, Rector Reverend Father Leonard Fernando, Principal Reverend Father Arukya Swami Xavier, Alumni Director and Secretary Reverend Father S. Peter, our former Rector and Principal Reverend Father John Brito. Next, I am privileged and honored to welcome our chief guest, Dr. M.S. Vijay, who is the friend of His Excellency Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam. It is also my pleasure to welcome Professor Mr. Armay Raj from our Parent Alumni Association. Last but not least, I'm very much delighted to welcome all of our Josephites families, Board of Advisors, board members, and friends. I really appreciate you all attending today to make this even more colorful and meaningful through your presence. We have a lot to cover today. It includes an inspirational keynote address by our chief guest, Dr. M.S. Vijay, and many cultural programs by our Josephites family. Hope you will enjoy this entire program. Please stay tuned. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to lead this wonderful event. With that note, let me pass this to Mrs. G.D. Thomas to take it over for the next program on the agenda. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. John Brito, for the welcome address. Next on the agenda, we welcome Reverend Father S. Peter to say a few words. Father Peter is the current Alumni Director. Over to you, Father.
Father, you are on mute.
Thank you, Giti, for inviting me to join you all in this celebration of this virtual reunion of 2021 St. Joseph's Alumni Gathering. I'm thankful to each and every one of you for inviting us to join you this celebration. It gives me great joy to meet you all through virtual. Esteemed, respected Father Rector and the Principal and the Chief Guest, Mr. Vijay, and esteemed members of this US Alumni Chapter. At the outset, I must sincerely thank you all for giving us this invitation to join you this celebration. The theme that you have chosen, Vidiyalai Noki, Dawn to, it is a beautiful theme. And I feel very happy as we are living in hope. We need to move forward during this time. There are many ways of going forward. This is the message and felicitation I would like to offer you on this day. Once I attended a public meeting addressed by, you must have heard, Thipuri Armugham in Tirunelveli. He was the official DMK party speaker. He started his speech, Anbarnda Manam Ketta Makkale. Then he stopped. He did not speak further. Then the public got irritated because he was not uttering any word when they shouted, "Speak, speak." After 10 minutes, he started his speech once again. You are all irritated much because I did not speak just for 10 minutes. You people, the people of Tamil Nadu, you are very much irritated when you did not hear any word from me. But at this moment, we have a chief minister, Mr. M.G. Ramachandran, who was then the chief minister of the state without talking. And you are keeping him as the chief minister for nearly 1 year. But I am very much happy, even though he was speechless for 1 year, but he was able to manage and administer the state for 1 year without having any word, without speaking to anybody. That means even though he had to face a lot of problems in his personal life as well as the health, but he was able to handle all these impediments in a beautiful way. As you are just looking forward, Vidiyalai Noki, my appeal to you is keep this hope high. Likewise, I don't know whether you have heard of the president of a large democracy who served his country, the country where you are living, USA, on crutches and in a wheelchair. Yes, he is Franklin D. Roosevelt, the longest serving president in the history of the US. He is credited with leading his country out of the Great Depression and through much of the World War II. This is his brief life sketch. At the age of 39, Roosevelt contracted polio, a terrifying and incurable disease that left him paralyzed from his lower back down. Eleanor Roosevelt, his wife, later on said of him, "I know that he had real fear when he was first taken ill, but slowly he has learned to surmount it. Later, I never heard him say he was afraid of anything." As he was traveling with his incapacities around the country, Roosevelt demonstrated that his illness had not destroyed his youthful resilience and vitality to lead. He brought such verve and vigor to the presidency that people tended to forget that he was physically handicapped. There are many ways of going forward, but only one way of standing still, said Roosevelt, the only president to be elected 4 times in American history. As we have listened to this life sketch of this great man, the moral of this story, life sketch, is even if we have to face very many impediments in our life, we need to go forward, facing all these things, hoping that there is a bright future. I wish our friends in the US live this life and move forward, hoping there is a wonderful future. We do not know what is going to be tomorrow, but we do know one thing: who is holding the future, namely our God who is always kind and who is always forgiving, who is always benevolent. Trust in him. And certainly, at the end of this, my sharing, I want to thank you, the alumni US chapter, for giving your sharing for the brethren who suffered due to this corona. And certainly we have reached out nearly 20 villages of the help that you have rendered to us. And I am grateful to you, and I wish you all the best. May God bless each and every one of you in the future to come. All the best. God bless you.
Thank you, Reverend Father Peter, for your message of hope. Thank you very much. Thank you for inspiring us with names of some of the world leaders and their perseverance in life to lead in leadership in spite of adversities in health or any other issues. We, as the alumni family, and each one of us, our own families, are definitely heading from dawn to light, trusting in the Lord Almighty. Thank you, Father.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next, we have a recorded message from our former rector and principal of St. Joseph's College, Reverend Father John Brito. We will now listen to the message of Father John Brito.
Audio.
வகுப்பை சேர்ந்தவர்கள் என்பதை நீங்களே தீர்மானித்துக் கொள்ளுங்கள். இளைய நாட்களுக்கும் கண் சிமிட்டும் விண்மீன்களுக்கும் ஒரே ஒரு செய்திதான். ஒரு தலைமுறையை, அதாவது உங்களை நாங்கள் உருவாக்கினோம். நான் என்று சொல்லவில்லை, நாங்கள் அனைவரும் சேர்ந்து உருவாக்கினோம். ஒரு கூட்டு முயற்சி, ஒரு கூட்டு முயற்சியின் மகத்தான வெற்றி தான் இது. அடுத்த தலைமுறை தொடங்குகின்றது, அது உங்கள் இல்லங்களிலே. இந்த தலைமுறை எப்படிப்பட்ட தலைமுறையாக இருக்க நீங்கள் விரும்புகின்றீர்கள்? அதற்கு ஒரு உதவியாக, அடித்தளமாக, ஆதாரமாக 3 வினாக்கள் அல்லது 3 அம்சங்கள் நான் வரிசைப்படுத்தி சொல்ல விரும்புகின்றேன். நீங்கள் திடீரென்று நினைக்கலாம், ஆங்கிலத்தில் பேசுபவர் திடீரென்று தமிழில் பேசுகின்றாரே என்று. ஏனென்றால் இளைய தலைமுறை இந்திய நாட்டு குடிமக்கள், தமிழ் கலாச்சாரத்தை சார்ந்தவர்கள். எனவே அவர்களுக்கும் இது சென்று சேர வேண்டும். ஒன்று, ஒரு குழந்தையிடமிருந்து அல்லது சிறுமையிடமிருந்து நாம் 3 பாடங்கள் கற்றுக்கொள்ளலாம். இந்த இளைய தலைமுறை அந்த 3 பாடங்களையும் மனதில் வைத்திருக்க வேண்டும். அவர்களுக்கும் தெரியும், எந்த ஒரு காரணத்தை முன்னிட்டும் அவர்கள் எப்பொழுதுமே சோகமாக இருக்க மாட்டார்கள். மகிழ்ச்சி 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 என்ற அந்த வெள்ளக்கடலில் அவர்கள் மூழ்கி இருப்பார்கள், நீந்துவார்கள். To be happy for no reason. இது அவர்களுடைய முதல் அம்சம். இரண்டாவது அம்சம், ஏதாவது துரு என்று அவர்கள் செய்து கொண்டே இருப்பார்கள். To be busy with something always. இது அவர்களுடைய இரண்டாவது குணாதிசயம். மூன்றாவதாக, they will demand. அவர்கள் கட்டாயப்படுத்துவார்கள் உங்களிடமிருந்து. இது வேண்டும், அது வேண்டும், இதை முடிக்க வேண்டும், இதை கொடுக்க வேண்டும் என்றெல்லாம் சொல்லுவார்கள். இறுதியில் அவர்கள்தான் வெல்வார்கள். நீங்கள் அடிபணிந்து கேட்டதையெல்லாம் கொடுப்பீர்கள், விரும்பியதெல்லாம் அவர்கள் கேட்டதையெல்லாம் நீங்கள் கொடுப்பீர்கள். இந்த 3ம் இளைய தலைமுறைகள் இன்று வளர்கின்ற, சிறப்பாக அமெரிக்காவில் வளர்கின்ற இந்த குழந்தைகளின் பார்க்கின்ற அம்சங்கள். உங்கள் இல்லங்களிலே இதை நீங்கள் பார்ப்பீர்கள். இந்த தலைமுறையோடு நீங்கள் உங்கள் தலைமுறையை ஒப்பிட்டு பார்க்கின்ற பொழுது, எனது குழந்தை இந்த ஒரு சூழ்நிலையில் வளர வேண்டுமா அல்லது வேற ஒரு சூழலில் வளர வேண்டுமா? எது எப்படி இருப்பினும் அனைவரும் நாம் தமிழர்கள், ஒரு கலாச்சாரத்திற்கு உட்பட்டவர்கள், ஒரு பாரம்பரியத்திலே வளர்ந்தவர்கள். அந்த கலாச்சாரத்தையும் அந்த மொழி பற்றையும் நாம் என்றும் இழந்து விடக்கூடாது. நாம் எங்கிருந்தாலும் நாம் ஒரு இந்தியன், நான் ஒரு தமிழன், நான் ஒரு கலாச்சாரத்தில் வளர்ந்தவன் என்பதை இன்றைய தலைமுறை நிச்சயமாக உங்கள் குடும்பங்களிலே கற்றுக்கொள்ள வேண்டும். இதுதான் நான் இன்று உங்களோடு பகிர்ந்து கொள்ள வேண்டிய செய்தி. இரண்டாவது நான் சொல்வது, உங்கள் பலரிடமிருந்து பலவிதமான அருமையான யோசனைகள் வந்தன. எனது உடல் நலம் பற்றி விசாரித்தீர்கள், ஜெபித்தீர்கள், நன்றி. ஒவ்வொரு மாதமும் இந்த இல்லத்திலே நான் தங்கி இருக்கின்ற பெஸ்டி இல்லத்திலே ஒரு சிலர் சென்ட் ஜோசப்ஸ் கல்லூரியிலிருந்து இங்கே வருகின்றார்கள். அதில் எவரும் என்னை வந்து பார்த்ததில்லை, எப்படி இருக்கின்றீர்கள் என்று கேட்டதில்லை. நான் கவலைப்படுவதில்லை. காரணம் என்றால் ஒரே ஒரு காரணம், ஐசாயா அவர் எழுதிய அந்த திருநூலிலே சொல்வது போல, I have called you by name, you are mine. இதுதான் என்னுடைய வாழ்க்கையிலே இப்பொழுது நான் இருக்கின்ற நிலையிலே எனக்கு ஊக்கமும் எனக்கு அடித்தளமும் ஆணிவேருமாய் இருக்கின்றது. இந்த சூழ்நிலையில நீங்கள் வளர வேண்டும், நீங்கள் செழிப்பாக இருக்க வேண்டும், உங்கள் இல்லங்கள் அமைதியின் பூங்காவாக இருக்க வேண்டும். சோதனைகள் வந்தாலும் சாதனைகளாக மாற்றுங்கள். இந்த செய்தியோடு இந்த அருமையான அமர்வு மிகவும் நல்ல முறையில் நடக்க வேண்டும் என்று உங்களுக்காக இறைவனம் அன்றாடி விடைபெறுகின்றேன். நன்றி, வணக்கம்.
We request Father to say a few words as Father is able to join us now live. Welcome, Father.
Father, you are on mute.
I think Austin, you wrongly picked the person. So Father John Brito, can you unmute him?
Father, can you unmute yourself, Father?
Can the leader unmute?
No, we can only request.
Father John Brito, can you please unmute your phone? Unmute your laptop, yeah.
Yeah, still clear now.
Please go ahead now. Yep.
Of course, I am Father John Brito. Many of you know me. Well, I thank you sincerely for your personal and very fervent prayers which made this possible. I never imagined that I would have an attack of this type, angiogram followed by angioplasty, but the doctor was happy that things were okay and they went all right. And I had a second opinion in Madurai, one of the best hospitals in the upcoming city, Hannah Joseph Hospital, where they approved what I have. Honestly speaking, something which pains me, rather which is something age, what we call the grace of aging. In other words, anything I hear on St. Joseph's, it is from you. You will believe it or not. Even the latest in the calendar, for example, the college calendar, there will be a title, the only heritage college of St. Joseph's. And two persons were responsible for this. One is the principal of the college, Father Andrew, late Father Andrew Francis, who was the signatory to the proposal. And the entire proposal, the content was by me. I said, these are the reasons for which the college deserves this title, the Heritage College. Unfortunately, God favored us with this title, the only favorite college, Heritage College in Tamil Nadu. Well, this is St. Joseph's of today. What sort of St. Joseph's would you like to develop? This is the basic question I ask you. Please forget the St. Joseph's of your days. Today's the students are very different and their attitudes are very different, expected. Nothing wrong in that. And so they are enamored of what we call the cell phone and the rest of the gadgets. In such a situation, we need a St. Joseph's, perhaps which is much better equipped than your times. So, in other words, what kind of St. Joseph's do you have in your mind and what would you do to develop such a St. Joseph's? This is the question I pose before you. Otherwise, I am very happy where I am. I am taken very good care of. And definitely, I am really thankful to God for the wonderful turn of events, because at the least moment when I expected something like this would happen, God intervened and then he restored my health. And every time I get from you, as I said in the beginning, all the good things about St. Joseph, I mean, anything, any development in St. Joseph's, I am hearing from you for the first time. And this is not an offense against anybody, but this is a fact. So in other words, it teaches me how to grow in a way gracefully as you are getting older and older. People never believe that I am 75. And people tell me either I must be around 50 or 55. You may also laugh at me when I say this, but this is a fact. This is something which is God-given grace. In spite of this, today I would proudly proclaim before you that within these 3 years, I have produced 5 books and I didn't know where to publish them. This was a real dilemma. And for some time I was placed in St. Mary's Higher Secondary School, Dindigul, and the entire assembly of students were there. And the management said, don't worry about the place where you produce these books, but here the youngsters of this day, they will be very much pleased and edified by a person at your age could produce this. And fortunately, the chief guest was, from ISRO, Dr. Mayilswamy. He was so much enamored of the list of Tamil names and equivalent botanical names, and all this really thrilled him. And he was the one who really appreciated let us say, in a way that deserved appreciation in the sense of acknowledging the person's merit and also the contribution. So this is the type of St. Joseph's I want you to develop, and forget the St. Joseph's of your days in the sense, in a good sense I'm saying, in the positive sense I'm saying, we want to develop the college in the level to the tune of today's development, the students' mentality and everything. So thank you once again for all the organizers, all the old friends whom I know very well and whose face sometimes I'm not able to recognize because you have grown, I remain the same. Once again, thank you very much. And I thank God for this wonderful opportunity and also for the Master of Ceremonies, very beautifully, organizing the whole thing. And I also thank all my dear friends who were with me for 5 years or 3 years. Thank you once again. May God bless.
Thank you, Reverend Father John Brito, for your enlightening message. Be happy, be occupied, be focused. You definitely look 55, not more than that. So God bless you. And congratulations on all the achievements that you mentioned on the books. Thank you again for helping us to think on the importance of refocusing on the needs of maintaining the Indian heritage wherever we are. We carry the values of the Indian heritage and what we learned back at home and from our college and schools into our families and to worldwide. As Isaiah said and you mentioned, I have called you by name, you're mine. Thank you, Father. You truly are a true leader. And thank you for your motivation and all the prayers and for your active participation in the WhatsApp group. Thank you again. Next, I welcome Professor Mr. Arumi Raj, who is the current president of the Parent Alumni Association, to say a few words. Welcome, Professor. Over to you now.
Good morning and good evening to my friends. Distinguished Chief Guest, Dr. M.S. Vijayaraghavan, our illustrious alumnus, Reverend Father Rector, Reverend Father Alumni Director, Reverend Father Principal, Reverend Father John Brito, former Principal, and my dear Josephites of American Chapter. I always take pleasure in participating in the annual reunion organized by the American Chapter. This type of reunion or the opportunity for the alumni members all over to reconnect to each other. Therefore, I appreciate the executive board of the American Chapter for organizing this meet in a more systematic way, making all necessary planning. I have been observing your activities ever since I participated in your reunion organized during August 2017 in Virginia. There, I could see all the members play a very vibrant role, and even the family members are involved in one way or other. The American Chapter is a role model for other chapters to follow in many aspects, like the constitutions you have made, the conducting of the monthly executive board meeting, for instance, your voluntary contributions to the COVID-affected families of shepherd villages are very remarkable. Your teamwork and change of leadership and responsibility for each meeting's events is marvelous. For the last year event, Edward Jairas has taken the lead. And for today's meeting, John Peter, it is on responsibility is changing every year. Leadership is shifting every year. I am simply enthused by your commitment to your alma mater and your compassion towards the needy and the marginalized. In fact, as parent association, we are taking many good ideas and practices from you and share the same with other chapters of St. Joseph's Alumni Associations, like in Dubai, Singapore, Bangalore, and in Chennai. Before I could conclude, I request you all to guide and support your counterparts who are working in different parts of the world to connect with your alma mater as you are doing now, or as you have already connected with the alma mater and with each and one another. All the best.
Thank you, Professor Umairaj, for the motivation and inspiring words. Thank you for your continued support and leadership with the Alumni Association. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
On behalf of the St. Joseph's College USA Alumni Chapter, I once again welcome all of you to the 2021 reunion program to spend a few hours together with the Josephite big family that we have here worldwide. We have very interesting and interactive events for today, so please relax and enjoy. All the participants of today's program are either members of the alumni family or their family members. Our next event is a cultural event. It's called Parade by our talented Josephites. I now welcome the team to present the cultural event, Parade.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். தமிழ் பாரம்பரிய இசையான பறை அழிந்துவிடக் கூடாதென்ற நோக்கில் இந்த பறை நிகழ்ச்சியை கொடுப்பதில் மிக்க மகிழ்ச்சி அடைகிறோம். இதில் பங்கேற்றவர்கள் திரு ஜான்சன் சவேரியா, திரு வேளாங்கண்ணி மகிமராஜ், திரு ரெய்மாண்ட் அருள், திரு மைக்கேல் ஜெரின், செல்வன் சேவியோ ரெய்மாண்ட். 2019 சிகாகோ பேரவை விழாவில் 100க்கும் மேற்பட்ட பறை கலைஞர்கள் மேடையில் பறை இசைத்தது அனைவரும் அறிந்ததே. இந்த பறை இசையை அழிய விடாமல் காப்பது நமது அனைவரின் கடமையாகும். நன்றி. courtesy சக்தி ராவணன், நிமிர்வு கலையகம்.
பறை கலை இயற்கை மக்கள், பறை கலை இயற்கை மக்கள், பறை கலை இயற்கை மக்கள்.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson and team, for the great performance with the historical musical instrument It was a wonderful performance, and we hope that all of you enjoyed the performance. Thank you again. Next, we do have a tribute to Mrs. Raji Joseph Ernest, our Josephite, Mr. Bartholomew Joseph from San Jose, California, will pay the tribute to Mrs. Raji Joseph Ernest. Over to Bartholomew.
St. Joseph's College Alumni USA chapter, I dedicate this song to our beloved Mrs. Raji Ernest Joseph. May her soul rest in peace. Thank you.
Thank you, Bartholomew, for the beautiful song sung in tribute to Mrs. Raji Joseph Ernest. Mrs. Raji and her husband were both my super seniors at St. Joseph's College, and we're good friends here too. May her soul rest in peace. Thank you again for the beautiful song. Next in our agenda is a beautiful song sung by twin daughters of Josephite, Altrin Christopher. The song is sung by his daughters, Giselle Altrin and Braille Altrin from Virginia.
சம்மதமே இறைவா, சம்மதமே தலைவா, பொன் மாலையிலே பொன் முதலாவும் பாலையிலே சிரமணலாகவும் வாழ்ந்திட சம்மதமே இறைவா, மாறிட சம்மதமே, சம்மதமே இறைவா, தயங்கும் மனதுரையா, நான் உமக்காகவே உம் பணிக்காகவே வாழ்ந்திட தருவாய், தயங்கும் மனதுரையா, நான் உமக்காகவே உம் பணிக்காகவே வாழ்ந்திட வரும் தருவாய், தருவாக என்னை படைத்து புயல் கண்மணியாய் என்னை வளர்த்து, தருவாக என்னை படைத்து புயல் கண்மணியாய் என்னை வளர்த்து, கருமதிலே ஒரு படைத்து கருத்துடனே என்னை காக்கின்றாய், சம்மதமே இறைவா, மலையாய் நான் கனைதா பெரும் காரியம் புயல் காவியம் மறந்தே போனது, மலையாய் நான் கனைதா பெரும் காரியம் புயல் காவியம் மறந்தே போனது, திருவாக உன்னை நினைத்து உயர் உடலாகவே நெஞ்சில் படைத்த, திருவாக உன்னை நினைத்து உயர் உடலாகவே நெஞ்சில் படைத்த, உன் பேரே சுவாற்றிடுவே நலம் தரவே என்னை அழைக்கின்றாய், சம்மதமே இறைவா, சம்மதமே தலைவா, பொன் மாலையிலே ஒரு மணலாகவும் பாலையிலே சிரமணலாகவும் வாழ்ந்திட சம்மதமே இறைவா, மாறிட சம்மதமே, சம்மதமே இறைவா.
Thank you, Giselle and Brielle, for beautiful voice, beautiful singing, nice pitch and rendering. Kudos to children and to all the participants. Next, we have a chief guest introduction. We are honored to have a very special, distinguished person amongst us today, our chief guest, Dr. M.S. Vijayaraghavan. I now request Mr. Belangani Raj Mahimi Raj, who is the Vice President of the St. Joseph's College USA Alumni Chapter, to introduce the chief guest to the audience. Over to you, Mr. Belangani Raj.
உங்கள் அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். I have the pleasure and the privilege of introducing the chief guest of today's reunion. The chief guest of today's reunion is Dr. M.S. Vijayaraghavan, MD. He is also called, in short, as Dr. Vijay. He is one of our very prominent alumnus of our college. He currently lives in Lexington, Kentucky. He has such a big bio. It's very difficult even to read through all of them. I'm just going to highlight just some key points here and give him the stage. He actually studied in our college at St. Joseph's in 1967 and in 1968. Interestingly, his father is also an alumnus of our college. How about that? We are very happy that generation after generation, they've gone through our college. After completing his studies at St. Joseph's, he went to Jitmer, which is in Pondicherry, for his medical studies. And then he came to Providence Hospital in Washington, D.C. And he completed his study in the School of Medicine in Johns Hopkins in Maryland, in Baltimore. He has been a very successful physician, and now he's a very big philanthropist. He has been empowering more than 3 billion poor people in the world through education and healthcare. Very, very interestingly, he happens to be one of the personal close friends of His Excellency Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, our former president of India, and also an alumnus of our college. It's very, very interesting to see two big alumnus coming together all the time. Trust me or not, whenever Dr. Abdul Kalam came to the US on any trip, he always was hosted at Dr. Vijay's house. And I'm very happy to tell you that Dr. Vijay immediately accepted to be the chief guest as soon as we contacted him. On all your behalf, I welcome Dr. Vijay and kindly request him to deliver the keynote address. Dr. Vijay, the stage is yours. Thank you.
Friends, greetings to all of you. I'm truly honored to meet all my fellow alumni from St. Joseph's College. It's a real treat for me. And I thank all our educators, our principals, our professors, and our faculty who brought us up to where we are today. Without them, we would not be where we are. Again, thank you all very much for allowing me to share a few moments with you. I want to share my screen. Can you all see this?
Yes, we can see, Doctor. Go ahead, please. And put it on power slide mode. Thank you.
The beautiful theme, Dawn to Light, is very much exemplified by the person we are going to talk about today for a few minutes. I was amazed that we have about 42,000 alumni from St. Joseph's Trichy, out of which about 11,000 plus are registered. And the website says there are 68 distinguished alumni among us. Of course, without any doubt, Dr. Abdul Kalam is at the very top of that distinguished alumni list. As you probably know, not only the fact that he was the president of India, he was one of the most premier scientists in the world in aeronautical and space science. He was honored by 48 different universities with doctorates. And of course, in India, he was honored with the best honors one can ever give for such a great man. Internationally also, he was very well recognized. He is the chief architect of many Dawn to Light missions, as you very well know, starting with how to become a developed India, how to improve the rural parts of the country, and how to become self-reliant in defense and satellite technology, etc. You can talk a lot about all the wonderful programs and missions he has put in place. These will continue to bring more and more light to the entire India and in many parts of the world. I am thankful that you are allowing me to share a few personal moments with my beloved friend and also my mentor, Dr. Abdul Kalam, one of our most illustrious alumnus. This is every time he came home, he would sit on the balcony and enjoy the view, and he very much liked it. So I asked him, why don't you come and stay with us? You live here. He says, you buy me the lake, which then only I'll come. So always he had a wonderful answer for me. Anytime I met him, I would first thing do is get his blessings. For me, that was the most wonderful opportunity that God has given me in my life, that the blessings from such a great person would last several generations. We met several times a year in Delhi, in other parts of India, also here or in Canada whenever he came. I was very fortunate to spend a lot of time with him, and started contacting him from early part of April 2007, of course, through emails and phone calls and all that. But we first met in person on the 23rd of March 2008, when he came to Lexington, Kentucky for a 2-day visit. He addressed the students here, and wherever he went, of course, it was like a rock star performance. There were throngs and throngs of people everywhere. All the leaders of Kentucky, including former governors, current governor, lieutenant governors, mayors, judges, you name it, all of them were so amazed by this giant of an intellect coming to our state, and we had a wonderful time. And I wanted to thank Dr. Kalam, and my son, my wife, and I set up this President Abdul Kalam Endowment for India Studies at the University of Kentucky. As of today, it has really conducted several research projects with the scientists in India and also those at the University of Kentucky. And this will continue to grow and develop this full understanding of what India is all about for the folks in many parts of the world. He enjoyed our typical home food, and he was a vegetarian, as you all of you know. And again, humility. I mean, there's no other word to describe him. He was one of the most unbelievable intellectuals, but incredibly humble. And he was a part of our family, and he enjoyed being with us. The following year, April 2009, I took him to Seattle, where my friends and I were able to spend some time with him. We went to Boeing. After we came out of there, he said, Vijay, buy me one of these Dreamliners. As usual, he'll always make it difficult for me to do what he wants, but never accept anything from anybody. He was such an amazing person. No temptation of any kind. You cannot tempt him with anything. A saint of a man. As you know, not only for India, but also for the entire world, he came out with incredible initiatives, proposals, projects, and this is only a short list of what he did. As a result of all these things, he was very well appreciated and recognized all over the world. And in September of 2009, I was fortunate to see that the world space scientists had enormous respect for this wonderful gentleman, Dr. Abdul Kalam. He was given the Von Karman Wings Award, and it was a very incredible event. Again, I brought him back here to Lexington in April 2010. For a full 2 weeks, he stayed and educated our students at the University of Kentucky. He also visited lots of schools and colleges and universities all around. In 2 weeks period, he gave about 25 different lectures and speeches and interactions. As I said earlier, he was a part of my home, and we thoroughly enjoyed his visit, and he also felt he was at home when he was with us. He would not have any hesitation to bring the plate right when the dosa is made. He would like hot dosa. He says, no, I don't want to wait until you bring it to me. I'm going to come to you. So it was all a fun thing. We had a lot of fun when he was with us. Because I took him to a nearby man-made lake. He wanted to see how the state of Kentucky was controlling the flood problems. I mean, until about 1950, we had a lot of problems here. but by creating all these huge man-made lakes. So he wanted to see that. So he went back and taught all of these to the Chief Minister of Bihar so that they could learn to reduce the flood-prone damages happening every year. So I took him to a nice man-made lake and a picnic and all that. Yeah, we had a wonderful time. Of course, every evening after a full day's work, we all sat and had some nice homemade dinner. And of course, he thoroughly enjoyed being with children. And here we are having some fun with a nice baby. When he came to address the Southern Jesuits Alumni Congress, the St. Joseph's Alumni Association, as of December 2009, he talked about planting 1 billion trees. I'm sure most of you know that. And this is, he wanted the folks attending the program to repeat the pledge at that time. Now, when he came home, of course, we requested him to plant a tree, and this was as of 18th of April 2010. Wherever we went and whenever he addressed students in any part of the world, he always encouraged them to plant at least 5 trees and help them grow. That was one of the ways in which he wanted to make this a more livable planet Earth. Of course, his programs of space solar power as a Kalam NSS Space Solar Initiative and all that went all the way from not only from planting trees, but also enveloping the entire world with natural renewable energy kind of stuff. That his vision was unbelievable in every area, every field you can think of. The same tree which was planted in 2010, as of this year, is about 24 feet tall. If you come here in April, this is what you would see. Fantastic pleasure looking at all these beautiful cherry blossom trees coming out of that. We also took him to Washington, D.C. My son invited him to come to Georgetown University at that time to give a talk. At that time, he was doing his MBA there. And we went to visit the Mars exhibit at the National Aerospace Museum. He thoroughly enjoyed it. Later on, as of April 2011, we visited Chicago, and he enjoyed interacting with the students there. As of April 2011, with my friend's blessing and his guidance, we started this Empowering Billions International Research Foundation. With everything we do through that, the credit goes to my beloved Dr. Kalam. All his ideas, he wrote a book about empowering 3 billion. All of that, what you see, what you hear, what you learn about International Research Foundation, the credit goes to my guru, Dr. Abdul Kalam. Currently, we are reaching about 4.8 million poor children in India, in USA, in Kenya, in Mexico, you name it, in different parts of the world. Again, thanks to all of you. There are enormous good people all over the world who join hands when we want to help the less fortunate. Again, I am very honored to introduce to you my right hand, my eye and ear, Mr. Balu, who is in Madurai. He is our International Research Foundation coordinator, chief coordinator for all of projects and missions we do in India. We had a wedding in Chennai as of June 2011. My niece, my younger phenomenal event. Later on, as of August 2011, we again met in Houston. At that time, I stayed with him for a few days. And again, in October 2012, we were in Florida. We had several other interactions and meetings, but since the time is very limited, I'm not sharing every single visit. We also visited him in his place in Delhi, and I would usually visit him about 4 or 5 times a year and stay with him there, and had a lot of important discussions we had on various things, what we needed to do. He was my mentor for the various charitable missions we did through the International Research Foundation. Once again, he was honored as the world space scientist, this time in San Diego, as of May of 2013. Again, you have to be there to see the kind of respect the world space scientists had for this incredible giant of a person he was the star among stars. I also visited with him with a lot of places in India several times. Madurai, Paramakudi, Rameshwaram, you name it, several places we went. And it was a pleasure to see him interact with the audience, especially with students, anywhere, wherever he went. Straightforward, honest, humble, simple, at the same time, the most brilliant mind perhaps you could ever meet. To honor him and his life, the International Visa Foundation has set up quite a number of projects and missions all over the place. We have Kalam Space Clubs now setting up in a lot of schools and colleges, Kalam Innovation Hubs in several engineering colleges all over India, and Kalam Home Library is being given to poor children in different parts of the country. Of course, President Abdul Kalam Endowment here at the University of Kentucky, and you name it, all kinds of various programs. As I said earlier, all the credit goes to my beloved friend, Dr. Kalam, and I hope the alumni of St. Joseph's College will guide me, join me, support me in all of these various programs to empower children and the people all over the world. We do visit schools and colleges in different places. Lots of scientists and scholars and educators, Nobel laureates, you name it, they volunteer to interact with the students. The topics we talk about primarily are what beloved Dr. Kalam would normally talk to the students in various places. And also we have scientists who talk to the students online as well as on-site on very important upcoming emerging technologies, etc. I'm sure there are quite a lot of educators and scholars and scientists among the 42,000 alumni of St. Joseph's. It would be an honor, it's a pleasure if you can share your knowledge with the youth of the world. This is all done under the project called His Excellency Dr. Abdul Kalam Knowledge Connectivity. He did, he wanted to meet my mom, so as of August of 2014, he came home to Erode, and it was a phenomenal, it's fun to be with him. He's such a wonderful, jovial person. As he was coming in, he was telling my mom that, "Unga paiyan romba nalla paiyan." I said, "Sir, you must be talking about my younger brother. Don't put me into trouble. You say some nice things about me and you go away, then I'm going to be in trouble," kind of stuff. So we were just kind of having fun and laughing. Then he sat with my mother and started telling her, "Your son is not listening to unga paiyan solla vechu kekka maateenga." Enga ammakku bayama poichu. Enna அவங்க வீட்டுக்கு அடிக்கடி போயிருக்கிறேன். அங்க பின்னாடி ஒரு நிறைய அருமையான ஒரு லேக் இருக்கு. அதை வாங்கி குடியானு வாங்கி கொடுக்கல. அது 2008 கேட்டேன், இன்னும் பண்ணி கொடுக்கல. அதுக்கப்புறம் போயிங் கூட்டி போனா, அங்க போனா ஒரு நல்ல ஒரு அருமையான ஒரு பிளேன் பண்ணிருக்காங்க. அது வாங்கி குடியானு அதை வாங்கி கொடுக்கல. அம்மா என்னடா விஜயன்னு கேட்டாங்க. சொன்ன, அம்மா இவர் இந்த பெரியவர் சின்ன விஷயமே கேட்க மாட்டேங்கிறாரு. ஏதோ பெருசு பெருசா கேட்டா நம்ம எங்க போய் சொல்றது. அம்மா சொல்லிட்டாங்க அவர்கிட்ட, ஐயா அது உங்களுக்கும் விஜய்க்குள்ள விஷயம், என்ன விட்டுறாதீங்கன்னு, ப்ளீஸ் லீவ் மீ அலோன்றாங்க அம்மா. It was a fun thing. Always was very humorous thing. Thank you, dear friend, master teacher, St. Joseph's College alumnus, for inspiring and motivating millions of children, youth, and people in India and the rest of the world with your humility, integrity, intellect, initiatives, righteousness, and vision. Friends, I want to thank you all for letting me share these moments with you. So I have requested our leaders of the Alumni Association to share with you. I have sent them all these things, 3 different times when he came to St. Joseph's to give a talk, as well as today's short presentation. And also I wrote a book about the close association and friendship I had with President Abdul Kalam. I hope you read and enjoy it. And that completes my presentation today. If you have any questions, I'd be thrilled to answer them.
Audience, if you have any questions, please raise your hand and we can bring you to the spotlight. All right, we're moving.
Let me add one thing. Only 4 institutions out of about 1.3 million institutions, education institutions in India, can claim this phenomenal person as their alumnus. The primary school in Rameshwaram, the high school in Ramanathapuram, St. Joseph's College in Trichy, and Madras Institute of Technology. To have such a phenomenal person as one of us is an incredible honor for all of us. He has set the trend, World Vision 2030, World Space Vision 2050, India 2020, you name it. He has given us the roadmap as he is, even if he's not with us today, his legacy will last for several centuries. So as his co-alumni, let us take whatever torches he has lit, we will carry it forward as a proud St. Joseph alumni and implement most of his programs, whatever we can, in various places. And not only thank God for giving us this opportunity, but giving us this incredible alumnus as one of us. So that's my request to all of you. Isn't it? Don't you think? It's a phenomenal blessing for all of us to have him as one of our alumni. I don't think anybody else can, out of 1.3 million institutions in the country.
I think Mr. Srinivasan raised his hand.
Please.
Doctor, greetings to you. And my name is Srinivasan, and I graduated from St. Joseph's in 1987. I did my bachelor's in commerce there. And then I came here to the US, studied for 2 years, went back to India into my family business. And by God's grace, I'm doing well. And I am a very, very firm believer in the fact that, you're having good people around you is the biggest asset that you can have in your life. Nothing else matters. And when you move with such people, you imbibe such great qualities, which improves your overall well-being in every sphere of life. And it is an honor for us, for me, especially to meet you today, Doctor. I never met you before. In fact, John Brito told me I should become the chief guest for the event. I'm so happy that I refused. I told him, no, I've attended enough events, not this time. And I'm so glad I got to meet you today, Doctor. It's such an honor. And it's a wonderful experience today to listen to you about your friendship with Dr. Kalam. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts. And thank you for your time, Doctor. I would love to meet you sometime. I'll make a trip to Kentucky. Thank you, Doctor.
It'll be an honor to meet all of you. In fact, ஒரு தடவை எங்கேயோ போயிட்டு இருந்தோம். அவரு சொன்னாரு, விஜய் உனக்கு ஒரு ஜோக் சொல்லு. Usually I will share some jokes with him when we travel and all that. உனக்கு ஒரு ஜோக் சொல்றேன், சொல்லுங்க ஐயான்னு. இன்னும் ஒரு மாசம் இந்த பிரசிடென்ட் ஆன பிறகு ஒரு மாசம் அப்புறம் நான் காலையில் தொழுதுட்டு இருந்தேன் கடவுளை. கேட்டேன், ஐயா கடவுளை எதுக்காக என்ன நீங்க பிரசிடென்ட் ஆக்கினீங்கன்னு கேட்டேன். அவர் சொன்னாரு, கலாம் போன ஜென்மத்துல நீ ஒரு பிரைமரி ஸ்கூல் டீச்சரா இருந்த, யூ டிட் நாட் டு அ குட் ஜாப் அப்படிங்கிறாரு. அவருக்கு அந்த ஆசிரியர்கள்னா அவ்வளவு ஒரு பிரியம். போன தடவை நீ சரியா பேசினாதான் உனக்கு தண்டனையா பிரசிடென்ட் ஆகிக்கலாம். ரொம்ப அருமையான மனிதர். Anyway, அது மாதிரி நிறைய சொல்லாங்க, not one or two, but I can talk about him for hours and hours. This is a gem of a person. Again, we should all be so proud that we belong to the same institute, which has brought out such brilliant minds. So thanks to St. Joseph's for nurturing that kind of an amazing person.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for the great message on Dr. Kalam, sharing personal moments with His Excellency Dr. Kalam is definitely a star amongst the stars. Dr. Kalam, what would I say, is a symbol of humility for excellence. There's no other words other than that for me. I'm a great fan of him, admire his great work, and his voice, or what he has always voiced to students, is aim high, work hard. There's nothing that we cannot achieve. And for the good of the humanity, that is the core. Anything good for the humanity is always good. Thank you for the great sharing again, and for all the projects that you have mentioned today, that you champion for the goodness of humanity.
Not me, my Guru Dr. Kalam. He's the one who's getting it done, and God above.
Yes.
The Almighty and my Guru's blessing. That's what makes these happen. And all of you are the ones who do it. So not me. I'm just a tiny little instrument along. Thanks again.
Thank you very much. Next, we have our principal join us. Father, can you please come on video?
Yeah, already I'm on video.
You're on video. Oh, thank you very much. I welcome Reverend Father M. Arukesami Xavier, who is the current principal of St. Joseph's College, to say a few words. Welcome, Father.
Thank you. Dear Dr. Vijayaraghavan, the chief guest of this day, Mr. Velamani Raj, Mr. Srinivasan, and my dear friends, dear Father John Brito, and my dear our alumni, ex-officio members, good evening to you all. For you, good morning. I am very, very happy to be associated with you in this program. First of all, I would like to once again thank you all for coming together to share your experiences, to share our values among yourselves. Really, I am very much touched by the sharing of Dr. Vijayaraghavan, who has been doing so much. He was formed in the portal of higher learning of our college, that is St. Joseph's. I am really proud of you, sir. Not only, of course, you also were sharing about your experiences with Dr. Abdul Kalam, our shining star. And whenever I come to attend your program, I come to know many new faces which are doing wonderful work, which means the college is proud of you, which means you are doing the college work there in your place. I would like to say a few things about the college development, recent developments, just one or two things within 1 minute. Now, recently, we have inaugurated our college museum, that is Father Audibert SJ Museum, which speaks a lot about the history, legacies, contribution of our college. And of course, we also inaugurated the Volleyball Academy recently for the welfare of our sports students. And of course, our alumni meeting was held on the 2nd October, as you all know. Fine. And I also would like to inform you that our college has ranked 27th in the NIRF ranking at the national level. And of course, the Lolly Hall stage is renovated. When you come to our college, you will see a facelift which was given to the Lolly Hall stage. You will really like it. And we are in the process of creating and signing an MOU with the NIIT. Now, next week, it will happen with all your support, prayers, and encouragement. So these are the recent developments. I'm very, very happy to share with you all because you will take pride of the recent developments in the college. Thank you very much for the opportunity and all the best.
Thank you, Father, for your words and for all the college updates. Thank you very much. Next, we have a cultural event. We have a wonderful singer here, a song by Sabrina Johnson. She is the daughter of Mr. Johnson Sabriar, who is also the president of the alumni.
Who's a hero? Who's a hero? Akaka vande vadiyaro. Akaka vande partigalai nara curriculum sorrow. Who's a hero? Who's a hero? காக்க வந்து பாரியாரோ காக்க வந்து பாட்டுகளை நாராகும் sorrow சக சத்தி மாறி பேரோ சீறி வந்த வேகமான arrow பாயும் போது அந்த லாவகத்தை பாரு Day, come on பள்ளமேட்டு சத்தம் கேக்குதே Who's the hero? Who's the hero? காக்க வந்து பாரியாரோ காக்க வந்து பாட்டுகளை நாராகும் sorrow Who's the hero? Who's the hero? காக்க வந்து பாரியாரோ காக்க வந்து பாட்டுகளை நாராகும் sorrow மாயம் மந்திரம் கண் கட்டும் வித்தைகள் இது ஏதும் இன்றியே அமன் மத நம்பு பாயுமே காயம் என்பது அப்போய் என்று சொன்னது தப்பாக தோன்றுதே நாம் ரூபாய் பார்த்ததும் நேற்று என்றும் வெள்ளம் மாலு நம்மாலு நான் கூட நம்ம ஆள் தான் நல்லதற்கு சாவி போடுவார் Who's the hero? Who's the hero? காக்க வந்து யாரோ அதாக வந்து பார்த்திகளை நாராய் குறைக்கும் sorrow Who's the hero? Who's the hero? காக்க வந்து யாரோ காக்க வந்து பார்த்திகளை நாராய் குறைக்கும் sorrow Ba-da-da-down, 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 ba-da-da-da-down. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-dee-doo-dee-do, ba-ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba. One, a two, a three, and four. Baby, shut yourself and lock the door. A do, a thing, yeah, char. You'll get you wherever you are. Go, 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 baby, go. Go as far as you can go. Nowhere is too far, man. He'll drag you out of any jam. Very tandum, adum, yarambu, yaro. Wave parkum in the eye, yar, 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 yar. Who's the hero? Who's the hero? A cockabunde, the arrow. A talkabunde, partigalai, nara, sorrow. Who's the hero? Who's the hero? Cockabunde, the arrow. A talkabunde, partigalai, nara, sorrow.
Thank you for the song, Sabrina. Well, she asked, who is the hero? I believe each one of us should be a hero and do our part, what we can to the best of humanity. Thank you again, Sabrina. Next, we have songs by the children of Josephite Suresh Chinappan from Chicago. First is by his son, Raymond Suresh. John Peter, can we have the song?
Raymond Suresh kids songs, John.
We are so happy to see that so many of the next generation are willing to come and present some program for us it is their dads and moms alumni association, but they have consented to give us some entertainment through programs. So thank you to all the families and to the children once again.
முடிந்ததென்று நினைத்து நான் போய் வாழ்கின்றேன். உம்மழகான கண்கள் என்னை கண்டதாலே முடிந்ததென்று நினைத்து நான் போய் வாழ்கின்றேன். யாரும் அறியாத என்னை நன்றாய் அறிந்து தேடி வந்த நல்ல நேசரே, யாரும் அறியாத என்னை நன்றாய் அறிந்து தேடி வந்த நல்ல நேசரே, உம்மழகான கண்கள் என்னை கண்டதாலே முடிந்ததென்று நினைத்து நான் உயிர் வாழ்கின்றேன். தூக்கி எறியப்பட்ட என்னை வேண்டும் என்று சொல்லி சேர்த்து கொண்ட நல்ல நேசரே, தூக்கி எறியப்பட்ட என்னை வேண்டும் என்று சொல்லி சேர்த்து கொண்ட நல்ல உம்மழகான கண்கள் என்னை கண்டதாலே முடிந்ததென்று நினைத்து நான் உயிர் வாழ்கின்றேன்.
Thank you, Raymond. And next we have a beautiful song by his sister, Felicia Suresh. Raymond and Felicia, the children of Suresh Chinnappan, and they are from Chicago. Next is Felicia's song.
Bless the Lord, oh my soul, worship His holy name. Sing like never before, oh my soul, I worship His holy name. The sun comes up, it's a new day dawning. It's time to sing your song again. Whatever may pass and whatever lies before me, let me be singing till the evening comes. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, oh my soul, worship His holy name. Sing like never before, oh my soul, I worship His holy name.
Thank you again, both Raymond and Felicia, for the beautiful singing. Now coming back to business, next is the general body meeting. I hand it over to Mr. Valangi Raj, who is the Vice President of the Alumni.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். I'm Valangi Raj. I'm very happy to invite you all for the general body meeting of this year, 2021. I call for order. I kindly invite Mr. Johnson Sabariyat, the President of our Alumni Association USA chapter, to deliver his presidential report.
Johnson, you're on mute.
அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். உள்ளுவதெல்லாம் உயர்வுள்ளல், மற்றது தள்ளினும் தள்ளாமை நீர்த்து. நாம் நினைப்பதெல்லாம் உயர்ந்ததாகவே இருக்கட்டும். அவ்வாறு நினைப்பது நடக்கவில்லை என்றாலும் முயற்சி செய்து உயர்ந்ததாகவே நினைத்துக் கொள்வோம். Fellow Josephites, it's my honor to present the President's report. It's been 13 plus years I've been with many of our Josephites within United States. It brought a lot of joy and happiness when I relive my memory with the fellow Josephites. It begins with interest and responsibility. It continues with relationships that are worthwhile. It ends with benefits for all. So as a progress, after forming the nonprofit organization, we gone into storming, and now we are in the performing stage. We established a standardized process across all regions and chapters. One thing to note of that we should always take a call. Listen to the fellow Josephites and help each other and share each other and bond each other. When you look at alumni's goal, if you ask me a question, with all this, have you done our responsibility? I would say no. The main goal of our alumni is to support and provide contributions voluntarily to our college for maintaining and expanding our college development. How we would do it? We are going to be a role model and inspiration for our own students who are studying currently. And we always say, proud to be a Josephite. Let's bring the current students also should make proud of us. The reason why I'm telling, it is a time how we can give the career mentorship to those students, and also how we can improve the opportunity to access professional development, improve student recruitment efforts, and increase efforts in a non-profit charity work. And also we need to bring up our college reputation by giving our valuable time. Whatever time we spend today is going to be history for us. So that's why I'm saying we have to take a call. Whenever some of our Josephites, we ourselves has to have a good, economically sound environment to support others. Due to this pandemic, you can see so many have suffered, whether they have a death in the family, whether they have lost the job, whether they lost the business, whether their family got into many issues, whether the family got separated. I will tell you one thing. There is a light at the end of the tunnel. There's a say, hope the best, but prepare for the worst. Last year, we formed the first board and promised of completing all the procedures needed to conduct an election. Our board of advisors has completed with the initial form of standard operating procedure that I made team members who are actually committed to give shoulder to shoulder support to our parent association, as well as our college. I would recommend the current board members to assent yourself to give more time and effort to take this to the next level. This might be a last reunion speech for as a president. And I would say have fun and keep our alma mater in mind, bringing more development. I would say a story where I gone through last year. There are a couple of calls came for getting job. And two of the members I personally involved, and one of them got job. They got to know what is light means, right? Another person I was personally involved and trying to help, and he lived in California, and he was in a situation where he wanted to change the current his line of his job. I think he couldn't able to get one, but hope he will get the light soon. So we all pray for those who are actually have kind of situation due to this pandemic. You'll get there. One of the main things that crutches that our director mentioned, message of hope. Let's have that in our mind also. And Father Brito said, I called you by name. Don't look after what fame you get. Look after what we can do for our college and for our students. That's the thing. Everyone has to have the vision in mind. And with that, I leave my speech, the short speech to you. One main thing at the end, I would say that spread the value of humanity and make this earth better place to live as a global citizen. Thank you so much, and keep up all your good work. I would like to call upon our mentorship lead, Mr. Nevis, to come on this stage.
Anya Johnson.
1 minute speech about the lift, what he has proposing currently. Go ahead, Nevis.
Thank you, Johnson. Good afternoon, everyone. So I'm Benjamin Nevis. I live in McLean, Virginia, a Washington, D.C. Metro 94 MCA batch. So in collaboration with Dr. Professor Arakyam, who is the head of the Department of Data Science in St. Joseph's College, and our board, we have initiated a program called LIFT, Leading into the Future Together. The purpose of the program is to coach, mentor, and educate students to be better prepared for life outside of the degree. Once they get the degree, how should they think about being successful in the real world? So as part of that, we have several focus areas: sharing industry experience, sharing knowledge about technology platforms, helping them with soft skills, communication, and other skills that are needed. So we are initiating the first program on November 21st, and it is going to be with the SJC students of Data Science Department. We would probably be expanding to students outside of the department in the future. So my ask of you is, if you can contribute, if you can volunteer, and you can dedicate your time, an hour, probably a month, once a month, please reach out to me, reach out to the board. If you're unable to reach out to me, we would love to get your help, and we would love to provide this service to our students at St. Joseph's so they can also be successful in the future. Thank you, Johnson. Back to you.
Thank you, Davis. There are 7 committees what we have right now. There are 2 committees, which is entrepreneurial, and another one is the one we are going to rename to LIFT, Leading into Future Together. This is going to be the highlight for next couple of years, because that's very important for us. Even though we take care of ourselves, we reach out other alumni within United States. We have to look after our college and college development as well. With that, I think I would pass on to the next person. I think secretary report, not secretary report, is it a treasurer report? I pass on to Velankanni Raj.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Johnson, for the wonderful presidential address. Thank you very much. We appreciate it. And thank you for your enriching leadership to the association. Thank you so much. Next, I actually would like to call upon Professor Francis Xavier, who is a member of the Board of Advisors of our association, to speak for a few minutes on behalf of the Board of Advisors.
அருமை நண்பர்களே, அனைவருக்கும் காலை மாலை வணக்கங்கள். அருட்தந்தையர்களே, டாக்டர் விஜயராகவன், முன்னாள் மாணவர்களே, அனைவருக்கும் மாலை காலை வணக்கங்கள். We are a registered non-profit organization, and I want to give a very brief intro about some process. Being a registered non-profit organization, we got a lot of benefits, including the fundraising opportunities as well as some of the tax benefits. So to continue in that momentum, we have to have a formal election to the new board that's supposed to come this year by December. And on the board, on behalf of the Board of Advisors, the current secretary will send you all an email requesting for volunteers to be the election commissioners. So please volunteer for it. And after that, the election commission or the election commissioners will send again through the current secretary about nominations. If there is a, meaning if there are two or more applicants for a position, there will be an election. So the election commission will conduct and provide the results. But I really want to thank the current board, the president and the board for taking us to this level, starting from maybe 12, 13 years ago, being the president for several years, being the board, or I know Sakti, Velankanni and Johnson work together tirelessly to bring our association to this level. And the rest of the board, which joined a few years ago, I just want to thank each and every one of this board, the outgoing board. So there will be a new board next year. And we are going to have a great Christmas season this year. After we can say that the post-pandemic, at least for those who vaccinated, let's have a great time, great Thanksgiving, and a great New Year. Wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. That was very nice. Thank you, sir. Next, I call upon the treasurer of association, the richest person, the treasurer of association, to present his annual treasurer's report. Mr. Saktivel Pichimani, the stage is yours.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, Josephites, everyone. Ellorkum vanakkam. Welcome you all, guests, fathers, and everyone. Okay, I'm going to present my screen. I don't want to take up much time. I'm just sharing my screen. Can you see my screen?
Not yet.
Not yet?
No,
Can you try now? Can you try
just
now?
share your.
Yes, yes, I'm sharing now. Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you.
There
Yes.
you go.
Let me.
Yeah, we can see it now. Sakti.
Okay, cool. Want to make it full screen? Okay. So the highlights, like this year we have taken a great step towards raising the fund for COVID-19 Relief India support, and more than 50 members contributed, and it was really nice effort that we did, and we have contributed almost around $8,500, and we dispersed to our SGSC Trichy Parent Association. And thank you all for your contributions, who are all contributed towards this. And we have been continuing our mega membership drive that we have included more new members, and that would also be continued in the future. And we are taking a lot of steps towards that. And the new members, so welcome all new members. There are around 9 members that we added this year. And you can see all the names like Mr. Stalin, Mr. Jansi, Mrs. Jansi, Mr. Arlanandu, and Mr. John, Mr. Armay Jerome, Mr. Wilson, Mr. Bartlam, Mr. Anand, Mr. Joseph, and Dr. MS Vijayaraghavan. And for the report, as of today, so we have, let me say this here. Okay, so we have balance on hand around 2,218 and 49 cents. And
Sakti, you went on mute.
Sakti,
can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. Yeah. So currently we have balance on hand is 2,218 and 49 cents. And the total income so far we had, we collected is 11,333 and 55 cents. And that includes funds and donations raised, and chapter fee collected, and new members registration fee, and got the balance from 2020 year. And the total expense is 9,115, 15 and 6 cents. And that includes operating expenses and funeral wreath expense for Mrs. Raji Joseph. And we paid membership registration fee and funds and donation to our parent association, including a wire fee too. Okay, so currently we have 2,218 and 49 cents as balance on hand. And for the new members, so you can just fill up the form which is available in the website, stjosephitesoverseas.org. And there is a link application form at the very front page. And you can just open and fill up, and then you can send it to us or to me, to the treasurer. And the fee we collect as a membership fee as $50 that would go into St. Joseph Trichy Parent Association. And we collect $10 as chapter fee for the year whoever is joining. And then later, every year, we collect $10 as an annual chapter fee. Okay, all the information where to send and how you can send by check or bank transfer, everything is available in the website. So there is an application fill up instruction link also. So you can just go and find out the form, and you can fill up and send whichever the way you want. Okay, so any questions, you can contact me to this address, treasurer@josephitesoverseas.org. Okay, thank you all. That's what I wanted to share. Over to GT.
Thank you, Sakti, for the wonderful treasurer's report. Next, நம்முடைய முன்னாள் மாணவர் சங்கத்தின் செயலாளர் திரு அகத்தியன் ஜான் பெனடிக்ட் அவர்களை மேடைக்கு அழைக்கிறேன்.
Vanakkam, greetings from the secretary's desk. I am going to give you the brief summary of all the wonderful things that happened in 2021 in our St. Joseph's Alumni Association USA chapter. We celebrated the Pongal Villa on Saturday, January 30th, 2021 with the Nagaichuvai Pattimandram and Innisai Kacheri. Reverend Dr. Leonard Fernando, the rector of our St. Joseph's College, glorified the function as the chief guest. That was the very first program after the new executive board took over the office, after our chapter was officially registered as a non-profit organization in the United States. Since then, various subcommittees have been formed with the talented committee lead and members to diversify our chapter's activities. Several webinars were conducted on various topics that benefited lots of our chapter members. We thank all those resource persons for their time and service. Bi-monthly newsletters are going out to members, wishing them on their memorable life occasions. The membership drive, like our treasurer said, is an ongoing event, and we request all those Josephites living in the United States to register with our chapter and avail all the membership rights and the benefits. The monthly board meetings were conducted without fail at the first Friday of every month to sail our chapter towards progressiveness, where our chapter members and parent alumni members also were invited to participate and share their opinions. The Board of Advisors actively participated in the operations of the chapter and have developed a standard operating procedure, also called SOP, that would help present and future office bearers to fulfill their duties with proper guidance. Like our president and treasurer mentioned, we are really proud to share you the information that our chapter raised more than 8,000 American dollars, it's a little over 6 lakhs Indian rupees, to help the families suffered in our homeland, still suffering due to the COVID lockdown. Our sincere thanks to all of our members who contributed generously. We thank our St. Joseph Rector, the principal, the alumni director, the alumni president, and all the priests and office bearers for their continued support and encouragement on various activities of our chapter. That's it for the report today. Thank you, Agathian, on behalf of the Alumni Association USA chapter.
Thank you, Agathian, for the wonderful annual secretary's report. Next, I call upon the President, Johnson, to come and have a volunteers appreciation event at this time. Welcome, Johnson.
Thank you, Velankani. Thank you, Shakti, and thank you, Agati and John Benedict, for the report. Every reunion, we used to do appreciation of our volunteers. They spend their time and effort. Before I move into there are 3 members the board has selected from the past, the volunteer that they have done for our reunions. So I would like to say a few words before I call upon their name. Volunteering is not fun initially, but it's a fun. If you make it as fun, you'll enjoy the process, I'm telling you. I enjoyed a lot because I do a lot of volunteering for many other organizations. Even there are so many members in this board, as well as there are so many Josephites, they committed to the volunteering. That is the teaching we got from our Shepherd program. Keep in mind, every time you spend for others, it's going to be marked as a history. Dr. Vijay, you're doing a great job with Dr. Abdul Kalam. And I met him during 2007 when he came to Maryland, and he signed on our first, we had a Google group. He had like 100 members. I printed out and asked him, can you sign? He signed on the paper. It was very simple to approach. He was a very nice person when I was talking to him. So during this process, there are so many people we had a volunteership, especially our current board and the regional directors. They spend a lot of time and effort. I'm so proud of the team, and also I'm so proud of the team, the organizing team, and everybody is doing their part to bring a full package. So I don't want to name those individually, but I won't, because I may be going out. You know, somebody will come next year, but I just wanted to say thank you to all. And the years to come, you know, we may do so many things in the future. So, and I want to call each one during our Petna reunion. I would call upon Benjamin Honeyball from Minnesota. We created a certificate, digital certificate. This certificate, I'm asking Dr. Vijay to present to him. Benjamin Honeyball, he was leading the FETNA cultural, some of the cultural events. I was so amazed how he was volunteering. He created one big murasal. I saw in the audience it's a big mercy. He said that இந்தியாவில இருந்து தோலை எடுத்துட்டு வந்து இங்க பதப்படுத்திட்டு அது பண்ணாங்களாம். அவ்வளவு பெருசா பண்ணிருந்தாங்க. So amazing. He's still doing, there are so many Tamil school activities. He said he want to commit too much for the Tamil school. I really appreciate Hannibal, whatever you do, it's good for the community. You are doing great job. I really appreciate on behalf of our board and the USA chapter. I congratulate again for giving the the alumni chapter grow. You're growing this alumni chapter when you do something, right? So he's still doing it as a lead of webinars, and keep up with the good work. And thank you so much. And now Dr. Vijay to just say hand gesture to, can you highlight him and put parallel? So Vijay, you can just say.
May God bless you, my friend, Benjamin Hannibal.
Thank you so much.
Almighty bless you with long, good health. So many years you can serve the society. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So the next person is during our reunion at Texas, Mr. Joe Matthew. Talking about Joe Matthew, I used to work with him in Bangalore in 1 year in ITTI. He was a junior, and he's doing amazing job in in Texas right now. He contributed a lot. One important thing I want to point out is we flow through different states and to Texas, Dallas, Texas. We had like a parai practice to perform. He came up with a family with the jackfruit. நம்ம ஊர்ல சக்கப்பழம் அப்படிம்பாங்கல்ல, ஜாக்ஃப்ரூட். அந்த அளவுக்கு நம்ம கேரளால எல்லாம் அது வந்து ரொம்ப பாப்புலர். அப்படி தேன் கொட்டுற மாதிரி இருக்கும், அந்த மாதிரி பழங்களை கொண்டு வந்து கொடுத்தாரு எனக்கு. I can still believe it. So அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு ரிலேஷன்ஷிப். Even though we are departed, when you go in a new place, we meet all other Joseph. That's a bonding. Really, really, very ஒரு மைக்குச்சரியம் இத மாதிரி தான் எனக்கு இருந்தது. Joe Matthew, I met your children, so amazing. I had a good time there, and really, really appreciate whatever help you're doing, and keep up the good work. Appreciation, and on behalf of our board and the chapter, once again, thank you so much. Keep up the good work. Now I will call upon Dr. Vijay to give this award to him.
Friends, I'm really thrilled that Joe and Velankanni did something great. I don't think they would have told you about it. They made sure that a container full of books, about 42,000 books, could be sent from USA to India to our another alumnus who was the president of the Rotary Club of Tinnevelly, Anthony Babu. So thanks to Joe and to Velankanni and a few of our other friends who participated in sending the container full of books to India. With that, more than about 100 rural schools now have libraries. So for that also, you need to give him another certificate. So Joe, I'm very proud of you, my friend. And God bless you. Continue the good work forever.
Thank you so much, sir. And thank you, Johnson. And if I may say just few words.
Yeah, sure.
That is the first time I came to know about him. And he, like his guru, exactly like his guru, is very humble. The way he spoke, you would have noticed that, he does so many things. He doesn't take credit for any of that, but he is a role model for all of us. Thank you so much.
Selfless service, yes. Thank you. So next one, I would like to call upon Mr. Suresh Chinnappan from Chicago. We met Suresh, originally he came to Maryland in Richmond. He lived there. He was part of, Then he moved to Chicago. So we had the 2019 FETNA event. That was a Ponvila of FETNA, the உலக தமிழ் மாநாடு பண்ணாங்க. Very great. I mean, he brought up many local Josephites, and he led the whole reunion. And right now he's also volunteering. He's also a board member, and he's giving a lot of contribution towards website management, communication to other social media kind of stuff. Thank you, Suresh. Keep up the good work on behalf of our chapter and on behalf of our board. we would like to congratulate and appreciate all the volunteer work you're doing. And now I call upon Dr. Vijay to give this digital award to Mr. Suresh.
சுரேஷ் மை ஃப்ரெண்ட், நீங்க பெரிய கலாம் சார் இது சிகாகோ கூட்டி வந்து அங்க இருந்தீங்களா நீங்க?
இல்ல, அப்ப நான் இல்ல.
அப்ப இல்லீங்களா? Well, again, I'm so thrilled to hear about your wonderful service, my friend. God bless you, and please continue the good work so that you can show us how to do the right thing in the world. Thank you.
Thanks.
So that's all for now. I think I will turn this back to Velangani Raj. Velangani Raj, you can go ahead.
Thank you, Johnson, and thank you, Dr. Vijay, for presenting the appreciation awards to the outstanding volunteers who have done a wonderful job. Romanandri. With this actually brings us to the close of the General Body Meeting of 2021. Thank you, everybody, for participating in the General Body. The program continues. Now I adjourn the General Body Meeting next year. Thank you.
Thank you, dear board members and Professor Francis Xavier. Congratulations to all the members who received the certificates of appreciation for all the amazing work that you do. You truly are role models and great inspirations to all of us. Thank you again and congratulations. Next, we have a cultural event, a beautiful song by Mr. Abhishek Jaykumar. Abhishek is the son of Mrs. Adeline Jaykumar. She's also my classmate. So over to the song by Mr. Abhishek.
ஒரே ஒரு ஒற்றுமை என்னும் சொல்லிலே பொது நம்பிக்கை வருவே மகிழ்ந்திடுமே ஒரே ஒரு சமத்துவம் நெஞ்சில் வந்ததும் வெளிச்சங்கள் தருமே ஒரே ஒரு புன்னகை எங்கள் தாய்மொழி என்று ஆகட்டும் மனிதம் தான் இந்த உலகிலே நம் அனைவரையும் ஆளட்டும் கோடுகள் பல கிழக்கினால் நீ வாழ்ந்தது அது போகட்டும் சுயநலம் என்ற வார்த்தை தான் சுடும் நெருப்பிலே இங்கு வேகட்டும் இந்த உயிருக்குள்ள வேதம் எதுக்கு ரத்தம் அனைத்தும் சிவப்புதான் சின்ன கயிறுக்குள்ள ஆடும் பொம்மை யாரு இந்த மனுஷன்தான் பல தேசம் கடந்து மொழிகள் கடந்து நாமும் இங்கு இணையலாம் பல அன்பு என்ற பென்சில் கொண்டு புதியவரை பழப்பறையலாம் சுமக்கும் வேற இங்கு பூக்கள் கூட்டம் வெறுக்குமா பூமி சுமக்கும் அன்பை வெறுத்தால் பூமி பந்து சுழலுமா மலர்ந்திடத்தான் மனதில் மழை துளிகள் தெரிக்கும் உதவி புரிந்திடத்தான் விடைத்தால் உலகமும் கையில் பூக்கள் சுமக்கும் வேலை பூக்கள் கூட்டம் வெறுக்குமா பூமி சுமக்கும் மண்ணை வெறுத்தால் பூமி பந்து சுழலுமா பூக்கள் சுமக்கும் வேரை இருந்து பூக்கள் கூட்டம் வெறுக்குமா பூமி சுமக்கும் மண்ணை வெறுத்தால் பூமி பந்து சுழலுமா
You're on mute. GT, you're on mute.
I'm sorry, back here. Thank you, Abhishek, for the wonderful presentation. We see that how it takes a village to raise a child. And all this we owe to a great college, St. Joseph's College, Trichy. We as parents, we learned a lot from the institutions and from the professors and the leadership and the good friends that we had over there. And that we just pass on to the next generation. And may God bless all of us. I hope all of you are enjoying the program. Next is a very interesting segment. I think the most awaited in all of the reunions. It is an interactive event to introduce the new members to each other, and is led by Mr. Agathian John Benedict. So over to you, Agathian.
Yes, please. Even before I start that, I want to really thank all of the coordinators who put this program so wonderful. It's a very tightly scheduled program, and you all conducting it in the same order that we had originally planned. There is no gap in between. It's going really well, well on time. Even we are ahead of our original schedule, I would say. It is not such a common thing that we do generally see among the people like us. Very good. Really, I appreciate all of you on that. Like the MC said, yes, this is the last leg of our event. And always, this is the more interesting program. Member introduction. I would first call upon those who never introduced themselves in the last reunions, last January or even the before one last October we had. If at all there is anybody, please raise your hand. Either you can raise it on the application Zoom, or you can just wave your hands like me. They can call you. You can introduce yourself probably in a minute. Dr. Srinivasan, I think he's always the first person to wave his hands. Come on.
Well, we people from the South are generally very, very shy, when it comes to speaking or not doing anything for that matter. You open the newspapers, back in India, you always see only the North Indian names. People from the South, they're very, very quiet. They do the work, don't want anything, pompous or nothing to advertise themselves. That's the way we've been brought up. Okay. I'm Srinivasan, and I graduated with a bachelor's in commerce in the year 1987 from St. Joseph's. And I'm very, very happy that I went to school there. It's a great college, great institution to study in. And I went back to India. Well, I came to the US for 2 years after my graduation in St. Joseph's. I got a master's in business, went to school at Tulane in New Orleans. And I went back to India to take care of my father's business. Our family's into hotel business. And about 3 years ago, I came to the US again because my children want to go to school and college here in this country. So that is what brought me here. And so I've actually got into some multifamily housing investment here in this country. And I don't plan to live here permanently. So unlike many of you people, I plan to go back to India after some time. And I'm very happy to have met everybody. When John Brito spoke to me initially, never thought you had such an active association functioning here in the US, which is very nice. And my only request to all of you is when we are still, have all the energy and have all the, conscience to do the right things in life, I think we should contribute more to our institution back in India for good causes. Very, very important. I was very, very proud of Dr. Vijay Raghavan when I saw the $1 million check. I said, wow, that's amazing. That's something that I would love to do one day. And it's a great thing. Doctor, it's not, something that you're showing off. It's to inspire others that the picture was there. That is the way I look at it. I was inspired. So I want everybody to contribute a lot more for our institution to pay back, what we got from there. Whatever we are today, we learn from that great college. And we should show how grateful we are. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just to add a quick note, Dr. Srinivasan is another special guest of the occasion, and he made significant financial contribution to our alma mater as part of 175-year celebration.
Yes.
Dr. Srinivasan Radhakrishnan, thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
By the way, I'm not a doctor. I'm just a Srinivasan. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah. Really, thank you, sir, for joining us and staying with us till the very end of this program. You said you are planning to go back to India. When you do so, please take me with you. I will be happy to be with you. Is there anybody else who wants to share, introduce yourself, sir? Yeah, Benjamin, are you? Yeah, come on. You are on mute, Benjamin.
No, I thought, no. I thought I will also join with you. That's what. Sorry for that. Yeah.
We'll book a train for that.
Sure. Yeah.
Is there anybody else?
Let me share something with you. We were having dinner at number 10 Rajaji Marg in Delhi. Dr. Kalam, it was about 10:30 in the night. I'm talking about 2010. He asked me, Vijay, you've been there for all these years, since 1975. What is one thing you have learned? And right away I said without any hesitation, generosity. Americans are unbelievably generous. And, I'm right now one of the what's called Leadership Council at the University of Kentucky. There are 30 of us. About 5 years back, we decided that we will set up a separate new endowment for about $2.1 billion.
Wow.
Kentucky is a small state. It's not as big as some other major on the east or west coast kind of stuff. And our target is within about 8 to 9 years, we will try to collect this $2.1 billion. Believe it or not, we already have 1.68 billion. The generosity of alumni is unbelievable. We have to learn from them.
Wow.
We have to learn from the people here how to respect the institute which brought us where we are today. I'm not kidding you. People who have done very well in every part of life open up their hearts and minds when it comes to education. We were in fact very amazed, even during 2020, when we thought the pandemic would really cause problems kind of stuff. We exceeded by about some $35-40 million more than what we did in 2019. And this year we have done even better than that. So I think this is something, as an alumni association, I would really be very thrilled if all of us, it doesn't have to be a huge amount, every little bit counts, as you know. That's one nice thing which I learned living in this country, generosity. You have to really share what you have. And with the help of Dr. Kalam, I was able to look at the entire world. It's not limited to only the state of Kentucky or the city where I live in kind of stuff. He taught me, he gave me that broader perspective. So as the St. Joseph's alumni, we are in almost many countries, isn't it? And we should be able to help the entire world. We have good leaders like Dr. Kalam who have already shown us how to do that. So let us open our minds and heart. It doesn't have to be only a paycheck, or it doesn't have to be a check. Well, we are volunteering by tele-education, tele-tutoring. We can do miracles. Children in so many parts of the world will thank you forever for giving them a little bit of time. As someone said earlier, just 1 hour per month. That's all it takes to really brighten the life and the minds of millions of people.
Great, sir. Thank you. Thank you for the great message. Anybody else? Okay. I think that brings this session to an end. There is no anymore.
You can also ask if anybody else wants to introduce themselves.
Yeah, that's what I asked, but I don't think there is anybody, because even I see the names here, whoever is staying here, probably they are all known to us.
John, Justin Leonard, I don't know if he joined just now. Can you, Justin, do you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, I know John. Yeah. Actually, we both.
Can you switch on your video, Justin, if you don't mind?
Oh, sure.
கதாநாயகன் இருப்பாரு.
Thank you. பாத்துட்டீங்கல்ல எப்படி இருக்கு? Okay. So நான் வந்து MCA 96 passed out in the batch. Yes, John and நானும் roommates actually.
என்னைய சொல்றாரு.
ஆமா, நம்ம அகத்தியனை தான் சொல்றேன். Yeah. So nice, very nice. Last time also we had the same time. நல்லா இருந்தது. Very nice. Keep going. வேற என்ன சொல்றதுக்கு இருக்கு?
Thank you, Justin. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
I see Caesar Nathan.
நான் வந்து சான் ஆண்டோனியோல இருக்கேன், டெக்சாஸ். ஒர்க் பண்றது HCL டெக்னாலஜிஸ், HCL அமெரிக்கா from the day one. அவ்வளவு.
நன்றி ஜஸ்டின். அவர் அருள் சாண்டியாகு கை உயர்த்துறாரு. வாங்க அருள் சாண்டியாகு.
அவர்தான் ரியல் ஹீரோ.
கோர்த்து விடுறீங்க.
அருள் மியூட்ல இருக்கீங்க.
பேசுறாரு.
கேக்குதுங்களா?
அருமையா கேக்குது.
ஓகே, சரி பிரதர். ஆக்சுவலா நீங்க ஒரு கலை நிகழ்ச்சியில் வச்சு கடைசி நேரத்தில் ரத்து பண்ணிட்டீங்க. ஸோ அதுல ஒரு டாபிக் நான் கவர் பண்ண இருந்தது வந்து நம்ம இன்னைக்கு சீஃப் கெஸ்ட் டாக்டர் விஜயராகவன் சொன்னதுதான் பகிர்தல். டாக்டர் விஜயராகவன் நமக்கு நீங்க கலந்துரையாடல் ஒரு ப்ரோக்ராம் நீங்க வச்சிருந்தீங்கல்ல, கருத்து பரிவு. ஆக்சுவலா அது இல்லைன்னு சொல்லிட்டீங்க. ஸோ அதுல நான் ஷேர் பண்ண இந்த டாபிக் வந்து டாக்டர் இன்னைக்கு சீஃப் கெஸ்ட் சொன்ன டாபிக் தான். நீங்க அதுல என்ன சொல்லியிருந்தீங்கன்னா, இங்க நீங்க என்ன வந்து லேர்ன் பண்றீங்க, தட் இஸ் நாட் வி ஆர் டூயிங் இன் இந்தியா. ஸோ நீங்க வந்து 401k அது மாதிரி ஒரு டாபிக்ஸ் கொடுத்துட்டீங்க. நம்மளுடைய இந்த கிவிங் பகிர்தல் வந்து நம்ம கண்டிப்பா டாக்டர் சொன்னது மாதிரி இங்க வந்து லேர்ன் பண்ணணும். ஸோ அலுமினியா இருக்கட்டும், நம்ம இங்க சர்ச்சுக்கு போறோம், இங்க டெம்பிளுக்கு போறோம், இங்க உள்ள மக்கள் அவங்க கொடுக்குற கான்ட்ரிபியூஷன், அவங்க வந்து ஒரு மேபி நம்ம அளவுக்கு சம் பீப்புள் தேர் நாட் ஏர்னிங் ரைட் இன் IT, பட் ஸ்டில் தே கான்ட்ரிபியூட் மோர் தேன் அஸ். ஓகே, சம் பர்சன்டேஜ் தே ஆர் கிவிங். ஸோ அதே மாதிரி நாமளும் நம்ம காலேஜுக்கு இது ஒரு என்டோமெண்ட் ஸ்காலர்ஷிப், இது மாதிரி டாக்டர் சொன்னது மாதிரி சீஃப் கெஸ்ட் சொன்ன மாதிரி ஒரு இனிஷியேட்டிவ் எடுத்து நம்ம இன்னும் ஏதோ சென்ட் ஜோசப் காலேஜ் ஏதோ ஹை லெவல்ல நம்ம கொண்டு போயிட்டு ஹெல்ப் பண்ணலாம் அப்படிங்கிறதா என்னுடைய தாட் ப்ராசஸ். Again, thank you so much for all your kind support and help. Really awesome event.
Thank you, Arul. Yeah, some of us know how active person you are. கண்டிப்பா நீங்க சொல்றதை நம்ம எடுத்துப்போம். We will be really doing it, at least if not in the near future, sometime we will do it. Anybody else, please?
I think ஷேகர் ஹென்றி அப்படின்னு இருக்காங்க.
அண்ணா பெரியவங்க, அவங்க அவர் எப்பவும் தவறாம வருவார். அவரெல்லாம்
அவரை பேச விடுங்க.
அண்ணா வாங்க சேகர் அண்ணா. நீங்க ஓடி ஒளிய முடியாது.
Can you switch on the video?
பால்ராஜ் ஒரு ஆள் இருக்காரு. பால்ராஜ்
வீட்டு முகவர். அங்க பால்ராஜ்
வந்தாரு.
சரி, அது பால்ராஜ் ஒன்னும் இங்க தெரிய மாட்டேங்குது.
பால்ராஜ் இல்ல, ஷேகர் ஹென்றி சார். வாங்க சார், share your thoughts with us please.
ஷேகர் ஹென்றி still on mute.
ஓகே, ரொம்ப சந்தோஷங்க. Really the virtual really fantastic. I can forget in my life. எல்லாமே நல்லா இருந்துச்சு. Especially we thank Dr. Vijayaraghvan for sharing, about Abdul Kalam. அவரை பத்தி அவ்வளவு ஜாஸ்தி தெரியாது, ஆனா இவர் ரொம்ப நல்லா கவரேஜ். ஐ ரியலி அப்ரிஷியேட். ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்துச்சு அவருடைய ஸ்பீச், அவருடைய கான்ட்ரிபியூஷன்ஸ் எல்லாத்துக்கும் ரொம்ப தேங்க்ஸுங்க. நான் வந்து 1961-64 மேத்தமேட்டிக்ஸ் மேஜர் அண்ட் பிசிக்ஸ் மைனர். நீங்க எல்லாம் கேள்விப்பட்டிருப்பீங்க, அந்தோணி சாமின்னு சொல்லி அன்னிதாசன், அவர் எங்க மானிட்டரா இருந்தாரு. ஐ திங்க் வி லாஸ்ட் ஹிம். நல்லா இருக்கு. இப்ப பார்த்தா எல்லாமே நம்ம சென்ட் ஜோசப்ஸ் இட்ஸ் அ மெமரபிள் லைஃப் இன் மை லைஃப். அது வந்து பார்க்க போனா இப்ப நீங்க எல்லாம் பார்த்தா ஸ்டூடெண்ட் ஆல் ஸ்டார்ஸ் இந்த ஸ்கை. பட் ஆனா அந்த காலத்துல ஸ்டாரா இருந்தோம். இப்போ சன்னையும் மூணையும் பார்த்தா கூட நாங்க எங்க இருக்கனே தெரியல. இப்போ நீங்க எல்லாம் கம்பேர் பண்ணும்போது டாக்டர் எல்லாத்தையும் பார்க்க போனா ஸோ we are lost in the sky actually. And I really appreciate Johnson. I think they did a lot of work from the beginning. I know them for a long time. Even Benedict Augustine, Saktivel, Velangani. I appreciate, not I forget the names, but they did a lot of contributions. அவங்கெல்லாம் இல்லைன்னா இன்னைக்கு நம்ம இந்த வெர்ச்சுவல் இதை பார்த்துருக்கவே முடியாது. And I really thank God for each one of you. And also, those days, all the fathers, they did a very wonderful job, I couldn't forget my Lali Hall, இப்போ சொன்னாங்க மறுபடியும் I have to go and see the Lali Hall, I can't forget, And நான் இருக்கும்போது டாக்டர் இவர் ஃபாதர் மத்தியாஸ் இருந்தார். அப்படி காம்போசிஷன் நடக்கும். எல்லா பிஎஸ்சி பியூசி எல்லாமே காம்போசிஷன் ஹால. வெரி பின் ட்ராப் சைலன்ஸ். ஐ நெவர் சீன் இன் மை லைஃப் சைலண்ட். ஓகே, அப்படி மெஜஸ்டிக்கா அவரு பிரின்சிபல் நடந்து வருவாரு. தலையை அந்த பக்கம் இந்த பக்கம் அசைக்க முடியாது. எல்லாம் கான்சென்ட்ரேட் ஆன் தேர் ஓன். எல்லாம் காம்போசிஷன் ரொம்ப அருமையா இருந்துச்சு. Discipline and they sacrifice their life. I also thank God for all the past, the reverends and all our teachers. They all sacrificed their life, and அந்த sacrifice பண்ணனால தான் நம்ம we are ஜொலிக்கிறோம், skyல we are ஜொலிக்கிறோம். And once again I thank all the participants, music and எல்லாமே நல்லா இருந்துச்சு. பறை மற்றும் ஸ்பெஷல் speeches, and I enjoy every moment, and once again I thank all, chief guest and all other people, participated in this event. I thank you, thank God. May God bless, all the alumni and St. Joseph's College. And thank you.
நீங்க ஒவ்வொரு நிகழ்ச்சியும் தவறாம வந்துடுறீங்க பாருங்க, அதுக்கு முதல்ல எங்களுடைய நன்றி. இப்ப சாப்பாட்டு நேரம்ல இருக்கு, ஒரு வாரத்தை கூப்பிட்டு சாப்பிட்டா நான் குறைஞ்சா போயிடும். நல்லது,
சுத்தமான லட்சியம் பார்ப்போம், முகத்துக்கு முகமா நேரில்.
நல்லது. அடுத்து யாரு பார்க்குறீங்க? அவர் வில்சன் ஆரியசாமி.
வணக்கம் அனைவருக்கும். நான் யூஎஸ் சாப்டர்ல ஜாயின் பண்ணது லாஸ்ட் இயர் அக்டோபர் நினைக்கிறேன். ஆமா, அதுக்கப்புறம் இந்த இயர் 21ல பொங்கலுக்கு ஒரு ஃபங்க்ஷன் நடந்துச்சுல, அது வந்துட்டு பட்டிமன்றத்துல பேசினேன். ஸோ அது அப்பதான் ஐ கெட் டு நோ எவரிபடி. ஸோ ஐ லிவ் இன் அட்லாண்டா. ஸோ இஃப் யூ நீட் எனி ஹெல்ப் ஆர் எனி திங் லெட் மீ நோ. வாட்ஸ்அப் குரூப்லயும் இருக்கேன். இஃப் யூ நீட் எனி திங் லெட் மீ நோ. I'm ready to contribute whatever, Father சொன்ன மாதிரி we have to do something. Another generation is there, so we have to help them. எந்த வகையிலாவது என்னால ஹெல்ப் பண்ண முடியும் நீங்க நினைச்சீங்கன்னா just ஒரு மெசேஜ் போடுங்க. I can contribute whatever it's needed. Thank you.
Thank you, Wilson. I think keep volunteering for us, and also you can keep write on our newsletter. Every newsletter, we are planning to do one in January. We are going to release one. So Jansi, one of our board of directors, she's leading it. She's going to send a message. One quick question. So we recently mailed, I think a couple of days ago, mailed you the ID card. Did you receive the ID card yet?
ID card, I haven't get it. How many days before?
John Brito, do you know?
2 days, Wilson.
Oh, I didn't check my mails. Maybe.
Probably. இன்னைக்கு வந்திருக்கு நினைக்கிறேன். Probably இன்னைக்கு.
சரி, ஓகே. நான் கேட்க நினைச்சிருந்தேன், ரொம்பலாச்சு. அதான் சரி, கோவிட்னால கொஞ்சம் அப்படியே அமைதியா இருந்த மாதிரி கேட்கல.
நான் நேரம் கொடுக்கலாம்னு நினைச்சேன், பட் ஐ தாட் மெயில் இட்.
ஓகே, ரொம்ப நன்றி.
ஜான்சன் அவருக்கு மட்டும் தானா இல்ல எல்லாருக்கும் நாங்களும் அப்ளை பண்ணி
எல்லாருக்கும் அனுப்பியிருக்கோம். குயிக்கா வந்துரும்னு நினைக்கிறேன். ஏன்னா நீங்க மெயில் பாக்ஸ் தொட்டு ஒரு வாரம் ஆச்சுன்னா பார்க்க முடியாது. போய் மெயில் பாக்ஸ் திறந்து பாருங்க.
நல்லது. வேற யாராவது? சரி, முடிச்சிடலாம். நல்லது, ரொம்ப நன்றி. நன்றி உரையை கூப்பிடலாமா?
சுரேஷ், நன்றி.
அனைவருக்கும் மதிய வணக்கம். நன்றி நவில்வது நமது பண்பாடு. So we almost come to end of 2021 virtual reunion. First நான் ரெவரண்ட் ஃபாதர்ல ஸ்டார்ட் பண்றேன். பயன் தூக்கா செய்த உதவி நயன் தூக்கின் நன்மை கடலிலும் பெரிது. இவருக்கு உதவி செஞ்ச பிறகு என்ன கிடைக்கும்னு எதிர்பார்க்காம செய்த உதவிதான் பெருசு. இது கண்டிப்பா இட்ஸ் அப்ளிகபிள் டு அவர் சென்ட் ஜோசப் காலேஜ், our reverend fathers and professors. So in between the continuous spiritual and college work, they have participated this event and supported us in multiple ways. Thank you, Reverend Father Leonard Fernando, Reverend Father M. Avikaswamy, and Reverend Father Peter and Reverend Father John Brito. Thank you very much. இப்ப சீஃப் கெஸ்ட் டாக்டர் விஜி, ரொம்ப நன்றி இந்த ப்ரோக்ராம் வந்து இவ்வளவு நாள் எங்க கூட இருந்து டைம் ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணதுக்கு. செயற்கரிய யாவுல நட்பின் அதுபோல் வினைக்கரிய யாவுமா காப்பு. சம்பாதிக்கிறதுக்கு நட்பை போல பேர விஷயம் எதுவுமே இல்லை. நீங்க கலாம் சார் நட்பு, பல நல்ல பெரியவர்களோட நட்பை சம்பாதிச்சிருக்கீங்க. Thanks for sharing your memories with Dr. Kalam and your work. Thanks for carrying legacy of what he left. Thank you, Dr. Vijay. The Professor Almiraj, thanks. At the board of members, thank you very much. And without you, this program would not been completed successfully on time. Everything is planned, well executed. உங்க ஃபேமிலிக்கு கூட இவ்வளவு டைம் ஸ்பெண்ட் பண்ணிருப்பீங்களான்னு தெரியாது. டெய்லி ஈவினிங் கால்ஸ் அண்ட் எவ்ரி திங். எல்லா போர்ட் மெம்பர்ஸும் நான் ஒவ்வொருத்தரா நேம் கால் பண்ண விரும்பல. எல்லாருக்குமே ரொம்ப நன்றி. ஜோசஃபைட், யாரெல்லாம் அதில் பார்ட்டிசிபேட் பண்ணீங்க, அந்த ஜூம் மீட்டிங், தென் யூடியூப், ஹூவர் வாட்சிங், எல்லாருக்கும் ரொம்ப நன்றி. அடுத்து ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ் அண்ட் ஃபேமிலி அண்ட் பீப்புள் ஹூ கான்ட்ரிபியூட்டட், எஸ்பெஷலி த கல்ச்சரல் ப்ரோக்ராம் கிட்ஸை என்கரேஜ் பண்ணி அவங்கள பாட வச்சுங்க. கிட்ஸுக்கு ரொம்ப நன்றி. அடுத்து யாரெல்லாம் கான்ட்ரிபியூட் பண்ணீங்களோ நன்றி, சொல்ல மறந்தவங்களும் நன்றி. அடுத்து மிஸ்டர் ஆஸ்டின், அவருக்கு ரொம்ப நன்றி. இந்த தமிழ் அமெரிக்கா வீடியோ சேனல் கொடுத்து நம்மளுக்கு எப்பெல்லாம் சப்போர்ட் தேவையோ அப்பெல்லாம் வந்து நம்மளுக்கு சப்போர்ட் பண்ணதுக்கு ரொம்ப நன்றி. வேற யாருக்கெல்லாம் நான் தேங்க்ஸ் சொல்ல மறந்துட்டேன்னா மன்னிச்சுக்கோங்க. தேங்க்யூ வெரி மச். தேங்க்ஸ் ஃபார் மேக்கிங் திஸ் ஈவென்ட் மெமரபிள் அண்ட் கீப் சப்போர்ட்டிங் அஸ். அண்ட் இதே மாதிரி அடுத்த முயற்சி எல்லாத்துக்கும் உங்களோட உதவி தேவை. நன்றி.
நன்றி சுரேஷ். அதே போல ஐ சி எ நேம் செந்தில்குமார். அவர் எனக்கு திருச்சியிலிருந்து உள்ள நண்பரோன்னு நினைக்கிறேன். அண்ணா, யூ ஆர் ரியலி ஹியரிங் மீ, ப்ளீஸ் அன்மியூட். I think you are that Chandra from Trichy. Yes, isn't it, sir? Yes, sir. Please introduce yourself. I know about you, but please introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Augustine. Just I finished another program and coming, one of another illustrious alumnus of Jesuit alumnus, Ramakrishnan, TCS CFO was here. So I was with him just now. I'm coming. I apologize for the delay. No but anyhow, congratulations for conducting this wonderful meet. I convey my advance Christmas greetings and New Year and Pongal. So St. Joseph have been doing wonderful work, and St. Joseph alumni from America have been doing a lot of work. So we look forward for a greater cooperation and have more interaction with you. So I just wanted to convey my thanks and wish you well, and look forward for a greater collaboration with the North American Alumni Association of St. Joseph, and wish you well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. ரொம்ப சிம்பிளா முடிச்சிட்டீங்க. மிஸ்டர் செந்தில்குமார், he himself is a chartered accountant by profession, chartered accountant, very well associated with our alumni chapters, both the parent association and chapters all around the world. பெரிய ஆளு, அவர் ரொம்ப அடக்கி வாசிச்சிட்டாரு. குட் தட் ஐ நோட்டிஸ்ட் யூ. அண்ட் ஐ சி விஜய் ஐபோன் யாரோ ஒருத்தர், சம்திங் அன்ஃபெமிலியர் நேம். If at all you want to say something, please, Vijay. இல்ல போல இருக்க ஆளு. இல்லைன்னா இப்ப நான் திட்டுவேன் வாயில வந்தபடியெல்லாம். போட்டு விட்டு போயிட்டாங்க அப்படின்னு. சரி, பரவாயில்ல. விஜய், ஐ டோன்ட் நோ ஹூ இஸ் தட் விஜய். ஃபைன், சரி, முடிச்சிடலாம்னு நினைக்கிறேன். அகைன் தேங்க்யூ ஆல் ஃபார் ஸ்டேயிங் டில் த வெரி எண்ட் ஆஃப் திஸ் ஈவெண்ட். இட்ஸ் ரியலி ரியலி வெரி குட் ப்ரோக்ராம். மனதுக்கு ரொம்ப மகிழ்வாக இருக்கிறது. ஹேவ் அ நைஸ் வீக்கெண்ட் எவ்ரிபடி.
Thank you.
Thank you everyone.
Thank you everyone. Thank you.
Thank you everybody.
And thanks to Tamil America for broadcasting us live. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
ஆங்கிலேயர்கள் அவங்க மொழியை உலக மொழின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. அரபு மக்கள் அவர்கள் மொழியை கவிதை மொழின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. வட இந்தியர்கள் அவர்கள் மொழியை அவங்களே தேசிய மொழின்னு சொல்லிக்குவாங்க. நாங்கள் தமிழர்கள் செல்லும் திசையெல்லாம் எங்களுடைய மொழியை தாய் மொழியும் தாயோடு சேர்த்து சொல்வோம். அப்படி எங்களுக்கு தாயாக இருக்கிற தமிழன்னைக்கு சேவை செய்யக்கூடிய அரிசோனா தமிழ் சங்கத்துக்கு முதல்ல என்னுடைய வணக்கம். என் பேர் ராஜ்மோகன். என்ன நீங்க சோசியல் மீடியா, விஜய் டிவில எல்லாம் பார்த்திருப்பீங்க. ஆனா அரிசோனா தமிழ் சங்கத்துல பார்க்க போறீங்க. ஏதோ சிங்கம் டைலாக் மாதிரி ஆயிடுச்சு. காட்டுல பார்த்திருப்பேன், கூட்டுல பார்த்திருப்பேன், இப்ப தமிழ் சங்கத்துல பார்க்க போறேன்ற மாதிரி ஆயிடுச்சு. தொடர்ச்சியாக தமிழுக்காகவும் தமிழருக்காகவும் பல சேவைகள் செய்து வருகிற அரிசோனா தமிழ் சங்கம் சரவெடியாய் ஆண்டுதோறும் தீபாவளியின் போது ஒரு சிறப்பான ஒரு ஃபங்க்ஷனை, ஒரு விழாவை ஏற்பாடு செய்வாங்க. இந்த ஆண்டு 2021 சரவெடி திருவிழாவில் ராஜ்மோகனினுடைய பங்களிப்பும் இருக்க போகிறது. என்னெல்லாம் உங்களுக்காக காத்திருக்குன்னு தெரிந்து கொள்ள நீங்களும் ஆவலா இருப்பீங்க, நான் எதிர்பார்க்கிறேன். வாங்க சந்திப்போம். உங்களை சரவெடியில் அரிசோனா தமிழ் சங்கத்தில் சந்திக்க அவளோடு காத்திருக்கிறேன். ராஜ்மோகனின் தமிழ் வணக்கம்.
தமிழ் அமெரிக்கா டிவி நேயர்களுக்கு வணக்கம். என் பேர் டாக்டர் JS ராஜ்குமார், தலைவர் லைஃப்லைன் ஹாஸ்பிட்டல் குரூப், சென்னை. உங்களுக்கு எல்லாருக்கும் குழந்தை தினம் அன்று, தட் இஸ் நவம்பர் 14, கீதா பிரபு தொகுத்து வழங்கும் ஹலோ டாக்டர் நிகழ்ச்சியில 2-3 சர்ப்ரைஸ் மெசேஜஸ் வச்சிருக்கேன். எப்படி உங்களுக்கும் உங்க குடும்பத்தினருக்கும் சக்கரை வியாதி வராம பார்த்துக்கலாம், எப்படி உங்க அம்மா அப்பாவை உங்க பெற்றோர்களை எப்படி நீங்க பார்த்துக்கலாம், இது போல பல சர்ப்ரைசஸ் இருக்கு. லெட்ஸ் கெட் டுகெதர் November 14 on Hello Doctor. உங்க தமிழ் அமெரிக்கா தொலைக்காட்சியில் சந்திப்போம்.